We just wrapped up day 2 at No-Gi Pans, and that means the black belts took the mats. We're gonna kick things off. We're gonna talk about who's qualified for the absolute finals for both the men and women. Joe, go ahead and start off with the women absolute finalists.
Women absolute finalists, both of them looked amazing. Gabby Pisania gets it done with under 1 minute of combined mat time. She is the apex predator of women's jiu-jitsu. Less than 30 seconds for both her matches was absolutely incredible. And then a surprise on the other side, recent ADCC trials champion, Injana Goodman of the UK, looked awesome, beat Nadia Franklin, scored a great submission over Jane Fergoso, and then beat Maria Barboza in the semifinals, punched her ticket through. She's only, I think, a middleweight all the way up here into the absolute finals. Her and Gabby Pisania is going to be an awesome one. Trey, what did you think of those girls?
Yeah, definitely great performances by both Gabby Pisania and Injana. I think anyone who knows, knew that we could probably expect to see Gabby. I think Injana's a fun one. It's like some new blood here in the black belt ranks at the No-Gi Pans. And then on the men's side, we ended up seeing Roosevelt Souza and Patrick Gaudio punch their ticket. Roosevelt Souza had a tough match with Elder Cruz, a little back and forth, kind of very real Elder Roosevelt style. And then on the other side, we saw Pavel Javorsky and Patrick Gaudio. Pavel's another guy that it's cool seeing him go on these runs. I know everyone at home's heard us talk about him a bunch, but seeing him now on the black belt stage going up against someone like Patrick Gaudio, I gotta admit that match took a long time. It was a very long match, a lot of breakage or stoppage time, but it ended up being Patrick who punched his ticket. He'll take on Roosevelt Souza in the finals. But let's now go through some of the highlights throughout the day, some of the main stuff you saw. What's another thing, another athlete performance that stood out to you?
Gotta talk about Sarah Galvao. Submits her way all the way into the finals. It is her first IBJJF major. She is looking amazing. She's actually going to face Injana Goodman, who had an incredible run through her side of the bracket. She's going to face Sarah Galvao and Gabby Pisania tomorrow live on Flow. That's going to be an awesome one. Really going to find out a lot about her. What did you think of Sarah Galvao's performance today at IBJJF No-Gi Pans?
Yeah, I thought it was great. Obviously, we've now seen Sarah not just get her black belt and start competing a lot, but she's been winning a lot, So it's been incredible to see her performance so far. And I think it's awesome to see her up against Injana. This is a girl that I haven't watched as much of. Obviously, on trials, she got on everyone's radar, And now here she is in an opportunity to potentially double gold, where if she beats Sarah Galvao, pulls off the upset against Gabby Pisania, Injana walks away not just a trials champion, but now a double gold No-Gi Pans champion. So I think that would be great to see. I'm excited for that match. Two young girls, two exciting girls. I definitely think Injana versus Sarah in the finals is going to be super exciting. But another performance I want to talk about is Anna Mayordomo, another recent trials champion. Anna Mayordomo pulled off a couple of the best submissions all day. I saw she was just wrenching on this girl's arm in her first match, got this crazy submission, comes back, gets the arm bar in her second, punches her ticket to the finals where she's going to take on Tainara Victoria. You were watching Tainara, right?
Tainara had an awesome run as well. I think she had a points win against Natasha Drugan in the first round. We all know how tough Natasha is out of Bruno Bastos' camp. And then she scored a great heel hook in her semifinal win, showing off that she's not just a gi player, she is really no-gi, very aware, very capable in these positions. That's one of my favorite finals for tomorrow that we know already. Anna versus Tainara, they're both young, they're very exciting, they're very submission-oriented. I think that's an awesome, awesome fight that we're in for tomorrow.
Yeah, and just to update anybody at home who might not know exactly how it works, the women all go to the finals on day 1 so that they're already waiting, ready to have those finals matchups on Sunday. The men go to the quarterfinals. So all these men have punched their ticket now to the quarterfinals, and they'll run the quarters, semis first, and then we'll go into the finals with both the men and the women. So speaking of the men, a man who had a great performance bumped up to heavyweight, Dante Leon. He didn't get the submission in this one, but he racked up 10 points. He looked good. He's looking big,
He's huge.
I know he's going to be in that WNO30 open weight bracket later, so I think he's bulking up, decided to bump up to heavy. We've seen him win super heavy at No-Gi Pans before, but he looked great in his first match, punched his ticket to the quarterfinals.
I would love to talk about women's lightweight for a second, because one of the matches I was really looking forward to for the women's side was going to be Julia Maielli taking on Amanda Bruce. They both won their divisions last year at No-Gi Pans, but they both ended up getting upset by very young black belts, Carolyn Bernasio and Zara Di Tofano, who faced Anna Mayordomo in the ADCC European Trials. A lot of ADCC European Trials people showing up back here. They got upset, so now we have two super young rookie black belts facing off here. I think there's an awesome opportunity for one of them going to punch their ticket into the finals. They both had awesome performances to this point. Who's somebody else that has looked really good to you?
Yeah, I thought one guy who came out, got the submission win that I thought was pretty impressive was Max Hansen. You know, Max Hansen last year, he won No-Gi Pans. Now he's coming back to defend his title. But seeing him go out, get the submission early, punch his ticket to the quarters, I think that's always a good confidence boost going into the second day of action there.
100%. Some guys who reeled off some really good submissions include Gianni Grippo. I saw Marco Mendez had an awesome rear naked choke. Julian Espinoza had a great heel hook. All these guys punched their ticket into the quarterfinals. I think that's where this tournament is really going to heat up. There were a few upsets, though, including a new black belt from Pedigo. Mahmoud Jabir beat the #1 seeded middleweight Alejandro Mariano. Mariano was a gold-silver at this tournament last year, so for Jabir to take him out so early really speaks to his level and how excited we should be about this guy. I'm super excited to see what he's able to do tomorrow. Awesome win for him.
Yeah, Heath Pedigo told me to keep an eye out on this kid, and he wasn't kidding, you know? If he tells you to keep your eye on somebody, you probably should. But another guy with a great submission was Joao Asanitos. He ended up finding the back, getting the rear naked choke. And, you know, like I said, he punched his way to the quarters. That's kind of how it works. The men go to the quarters, the women all the way to the finals on day one. But let's go over a couple more of the females who kind of stood out to you today.
100%. I thought that every time that I saw her, Annabelle Lopez was in some kind of really difficult fight. She, because of the seeding, had to take on Yara Suarez first round. We all know how tough Yara is, one of the best in the world in the gi. Has been top 10 in the gi pound for pound for a long time. They faced off first rounds back and forth, but Anna was able to get the win there. Annabelle, for people that don't know, is a very tough UK, kind of Spanish-based grappler who won No-Gi Worlds last year, but still maybe hasn't broken through 100% to that next level. And then in her semifinal, she took on Sula. And you know, two UK girls, they knew each other a little bit, but they were super down to scrap. They had an awesome match. Anna won on points. It was an awesome fight, awesome performance for her up until this point. In the finals, she's going to have Erin Harp. That is absolutely a fight that I'm super excited about. Erin has been all submissions up to this point. Erin Harp is somebody who doesn't show up very often to a lot of tournaments at this point, but every time she does, she is thunder and lightning, and I'm super excited to see that match tomorrow. And then one last one. We always got to talk about the queen of these smaller divisions is Maisa Bastos. She's looking to add another gold medal here. She picked up an awesome heel hook victory. Actually had to come back a little bit. She was down on points when she did it, but Maisa looked awesome with that heel hook. Did you get a chance to take a look at Maisa getting it done?
Yeah, definitely. Maisa is always incredible to watch, you know. I think there's not often you see Maisa on her heels, you know. And recently we had seen it a couple times, but Maisa kind of always gets it done. You know, she's a scrapper, she's a gamer, she's one of the best in the world, potentially one of the best ever at these lightweight divisions. Yeah. So, you know, she's always gonna kind of find a way to edge out a victory when she needs it, and she did just that. But yeah, some great performances here at day 2 of No-Gi Pans, the first day of black belt action. Tomorrow, day 3, the final day, we're gonna see new black belt No-Gi Pan champions be crowned, and it's all going down on FloGrappling.com. So make sure you guys are watching it so you don't miss a second.